far boat that looks like it's disappearing over the edge. You zoom in, you'll see that not only can you see the full boat, but you can also see the horizon above it and behind it. It's really just perspective. I am Aaron Krishock, and I believe the Earth is flat. I basically encountered a guy named Math Powerland who basically did this little stand-up routine. He would show pictures of the globe, and then he would say, is this a photo or a painting? It made you think. He said, if they got up there and they looked back and what they saw was not a spinning ball, do you think they would tell us? And I thought, yeah, you know, they probably wouldn't. They'd probably keep that a secret. And so I started looking into it further. So I started looking at all the physics that I had been taught and started realizing that there was a lot of loopholes that were unexplained, and things started making more sense as I started looking at it through the flat Earth model. The basic model that most flat earthers would accept is that it's a round disk. The North Pole is the center, the South Pole is the perimeter, and the sun and moon and all the stars go around like this. The South Pole being the perimeter, there's a giant ice wall that goes around the entire thing. So now you won't fall off the edge because you'll run into the ice wall. The flat Earth has been growing as even just an idea in many people's minds so over the last couple years. And they're only speaking about it so much. We heard Kyrie Irving talk about it on a podcast, but then he hasn't really said much since because he was probably spoken to about it. The Flat Earth Meetup has been great. We're very kind of just judged, you know, by everyone. You can't really bring it up in most circles without being laughed out of the room, so it's good to just have people where everyone's on the same page. I started it because I had been looking into all this stuff and was all alone, didn't know anyone else that believed these same things, and so I started the meetup in order to meet other people. We're starting to develop a community, and it's been really great for us to just get together and talk, but also to learn new things and learn different perspectives, and it's really helped me to kind of be in the know of what's going on as things progress.
The flat Earth model dominated for thousands of years. We live on a flat plane inside of an enclosed structure. It has always been this way, and it will always be this way.
You know, the heliocentric theory has always been a theory. It has never been proven, and the only way you could even suggest that it's been proven is by NASA. But if we just suggest for a moment that NASA might be a hoax, then that would mean that we don't have proof. The moon landing was definitely done in a film studio. I believe that the ISS is almost exclusively done in a film studio. Most of the things we see that are in space are really just models that they're using various, you know, special effects to be able to make it look like, because we have special effects. The why, I think, is the obvious answer is money. Right now, this very moment, they're getting $60 million a day.
I'm going to show this to you, and I'll tell you what I see. One of what you see that I see in my mind a round Earth. When you see that, like, what does that say to you?
I see, I mean, this one, I'm trying to figure out which one of this is, but it's a composite. NASA admits that these images are composites, most of them. The only one that's not a composite is the one from the Apollo landing, which doesn't stand up to scrutiny. You can see that it was actually an image cropped onto another image. I'm looking for the truth, you know, and I was never looking for the Earth to be flat. I just started looking for the truth and came across the Earth being flat. Why do we believe what we believe? Looking at that, asking that question, and be willing to admit that maybe there's more to this world than what we've been presented through all those avenues. And before we just dismiss something like the earth being flat, let's look into it. And if you have any faith in science and the scientific process, then you ought to be willing to look at evidence that's contrary to what the mainstream belief is. Literally every single person that I've ever encountered or ever heard of that is trying to prove that the earth is a spinning ball has failed and become a flat earther.